have another chat though while we wait for Andrew to come back. Stifler, ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10. Their looks, physical looks, scale 1 to 10. We'll start with you. We'll go around the table. Go ahead.
8. So 8.5.
8, 8.5.
I'm a 10.
7.
8.
6.5.
I'd say 7.58, 4.
That's lower than last time.
Yeah.
I used to say 6. I'm a 5.
In front of all these beautiful women, how could I ever not humble my?
I give myself like a 5, 5, 6, 7 on a good day.
Myself down to a 4, really.
Proud of you, Andrew.
Yeah.
Andrew childish.
I'm a 5. I give myself a 5. So wait, 8, 8.5, 10, 7? 8? Okay. All right.
Brian, you rated yourself lower than usual.
Yeah, I've been
Wait, what
getting a
did
little
you rate
chubbier.
God damn.
6.5.
Now that's humble.
Yeah, that's humility
That's
right there.
humble. That's humility. Right? That's the thing that's usually harder for men to do.
Oh, for sure.
Just say it. Just point it.
I know I'm playing, bro. I'm like a 5.
Men tend to fairly accurately self-assess their own level of physical attractiveness, whereas
I've heard
Women
men
not
have
so much?
more self-esteem issues than women do.
what's that?
I've heard men have more self-esteem issues than women do.
I feel like I did.
She gotta elaborate.
Why would you say that?
Yeah. She gotta elaborate for
They're
me.
also more emotional.
Are they?
Who have you heard these
Yeah,
things
because well, I mean, you guys will act off based off pride, and that is going to be like an emotion thing.
You know what's crazy, bro? It's so crazy for her to say that shit because every girl I know I've ever dealt with, every female friend, my cousins, moms, aunts, grandmothers, they all act off of emotions. Like I'll don't even like my dad and shit. When my dad's upset or he's mad, he still logically think he'd be like, all right, son, I'm mad at you right now. But we can't argue. We gotta get this shit done. Boom, 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 boom. Even down to my stepdad, he might be frustrated or upset. I mean, sometimes he be going off, but he might be frustrated or upset, but he come back logically and be like, all right, look, I'm frustrated, I'm upset, my bad. I just had a little situation, but let's go, let's get this done. And he get it done, bruh. So now my mom's logical too. I think because she's I think that's just a Capricorn thing. But besides that, my mom's logical too. But most times she be emotional when shit. When she mad, she mad. Or when she hot, she got my mom be having them hot flashes. And when she hot, oh man, she hot. She be going off. I love her mom though. I'm a mama's boy. I love her mom. Anyways, but yeah, I think women are way more emotional. Way more emotional. Um, confidence. Guys have guys have way more confidence than women. Way more. And you can just say with makeup. That alone right there, guys got more confidence. And even if well, I'll wear the makeup for myself. That's fine. Wear it for yourself. You're still wearing makeup. You're still alternating your looks. So then they will be like, okay, well, you get a haircut, you got a beard. So this is what we doing. This is how we gonna play it. All right. So I'm sorry. A beard is naturally grown. Girl, get a haircut. Shit. Get a haircut. Put your hair in braids. Put your hair in a twist or straighten it or curl it. You can do that. You know why? Because your hair is still natural. It's still your natural hair. It's still your natural color. You just changing the shape of it. Not the texture. You're changing the shape of it. And so sometimes well your hair texture do change, but that's naturally. So but yeah, no. Men got way more confidence than women. Way more.
Not necessarily like.
Okay.
Do you think men or women have more cosmetic surgery?
See?
I
See
think
that
probably women.
oh my gosh, cosmetic surgery, BBLs and shit. Y'all don't get you know what's crazy about women? And I don't understand it. I personally think it's the best thing ever. But like y'all will go get your ass and boobs done. Y'all get your face done, lips, nose, all that shit done. Then y'all come out and act like y'all the baddest bitch on the planet. Like y'all not like a cyborg or some shit. Like there's no way. It's like, bro, like now it's a difference if you medically need that. Like, like for a medical reason. Because that's out of your power. Like that's out of your power. Like you didn't just wake up one day and be like, "Hey, I want to get my boobs done." No, it's that you went through something medically or something happened to you, and you're like, "Okay, well, no, I gotta get this done." And also, so it's a difference. Um, but nah, for the girls who just go out there and they come back talking about, "Bitch, I'm better than you because my boobs is 60K, my body's 200,000." It's like, bruh, like, okay, you about to put 200,000 in the dirt soon. I mean, you all gonna die. So it's like you about to just put that in the dirt. Nobody gives a fuck. Like, nobody cares. Then it worse because girls be like, "Oh well, guys care." Y'all say y'all don't like that, but y'all always cheat girl with the makeup and BBLs. I promise you. I promise you. He did not be like, "Damn, she got a BBL. Let me go fuck her. Damn, she got makeup on. Let me go fuck her." Probably most likely, she probably was the only girl at the time around, and she was giving off sex and shit. So, you trying to give off sex appeal, so he fucked her. Maybe she had a fat ass. Shit. Even if she had a flat ass, he probably still would have done it. So it made no difference. I just think you should be your natural self. Like it's okay to have like no scars. It's okay to have stretch marks. It's okay to have like acne and all that shit. It's okay to have short hair, long hair, thin hair, thick hair. It's okay to be flat chested. It's okay to be had to have no ass and the big boobs, or no boobs and the big ass, or neither, or both. Like it's okay. It's okay to have that. Just don't go drop $200,000 to get your body built. Because regardless, men, like if you get cheated on because let's say you don't love your body, right? You get cheated on because of that. That's just how it is. Is what it is, is what it is. But like, if you didn't get your body, you like, what, I'm flat chested. I want to get my body done. You get your body done, find a new dude, and he still cheats on you. I promise you, it's not the physical shit. Some dudes do physical, but I promise you, bro, it's just not like you shouldn't do it. That's all I'm saying. You shouldn't do it. I don't think you should do it. I don't think you should do it.
Women.
Yeah, probably women. Do you think that that's because they have way more self-esteem than men?
I
That's a good
don't
point.
think that necessarily what I'm talking about is the same thing. I just mean
I think it is.
Metric.
well, for instance, you just rated yourself a 4, right?
Yeah.
And maybe people may not agree with you, and I just rated myself a 10, and people may not agree with me, right? But we're just talking about simple our self-esteem. My self-esteem is clearly higher than
No,
yours.
I'm not sure that we are. I think that what we're talking about is a value judgment. And I think that I'm making a way better value judgment than the value judgment that you're making. So the value judgment that I'm making is this. I'm old, and I'm married, and I'm out of shape, and I smoke, right? And I'm not a very pleasant person to be around for long periods of time, especially for the opposite sex. Like, I know all of these things about myself. So my value judgment overall is a 4. Tell me the value judgment of how you came to a 10.
Oh yeah, I just think that in general we should think that we are great.
Right. So you just decided it there's no value judgment there. You just decided it.
Yeah, he asked me what I would rate myself.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But like I said, I do blame Brian because he didn't give more detail into that question.
And because it's my opinion about
Looks.
myself,
Just looks.
I took a long time for me to love myself, and I do now. And so yeah, I think that I'm a Misty 10.
I have a question for you. Wait, hold on, just one sec. Do you
And
think
you're 7'5"?
I said 8
Oh.
Yeah, get it right.
How
Andrew.
did you
Get
come,
it right,
how did you
Andrew.
come to that value judgment?
because I don't put within my value within a rigidity. That's not the right word. Rigidity. Thank you.
Rigidity, yeah.
I don't put that within that rigidity of certain, I guess,
Value judgments.
more subjective opinions about what value is, because I know my value, I know my worth, and I know my beauty that I hold within myself for myself, and that is appreciated by other people. Because at the end of the day, beauty is subjective, and it is absolutely within my right to hold myself to a higher value and how I conduct myself in the world around me.
Yeah, but when you're talking about the value judgment here, my wife, I'm sure that she has a way higher value judgment of me than I have of me. I would agree that she probably should. From her subjective assessment, she probably thinks I'm a great provider. She thinks I'm a great father. She thinks I take care of all of my responsibilities and duties. She can 100% trust me. So she probably has this really high value judgment of me. But when I'm doing an actual assessment of me, like Andrew Wilson, the person, and my looks and how it's reflected outwards to other people, right? I'm adding this value, this value, this value, this value, this value, like a mathematical formula to come up with that equals 4. What are you doing to come up with that other than I just think that we should have high self-esteem so that because I just think so.
It's right now. So pretty much, he's in a better form, a better way explanation. He's telling her if he's telling her raise yourself from another person's eyes. So that's pretty much what Andrew's saying. He's like, if you're walking down the street, take if you're walking down the street and you look at somebody and you just look at them, you judge them by how you look, how you view them at that moment. Or if you just ran into them and just start talking to them, you would judge them based off of that. That's what he pretty much saying.
Because I know I'm a good person. Because frankly, if
See, she went to I know. She's like, well, I know I'm a good person. But what if I'm walking down the street and I see you? I don't know you're a good person. Maybe if I talk to you for a little bit, then I'm like, oh shit, she's a good person. But like, so so like that's why that's so like she keeps saying I. Like you can't use that. You can't use that. No.
we want to get aesthetic, I don't have a busted face. I'm fat, and if people want to reduce my value because of my fatness, that's not my problem, and that is not the
Real shit.
ideology I hold for myself.
Real shit. Real shit. Real shit.
I am someone who is pursuing weight loss not for aesthetics, not for looks, but for my health. And
Real
it's
shit.
something I'm moving forward with because I have been for the past 2 to 3 years now working on my self-love and loving myself into a place to care enough about myself to
Real shit.
take my health back into control. When I was being consistently shamed when I was gang stalked on r/fat people hate in 2015, when I have
Looks like it worked.
I'm still
Disavow.
I
speaking.
mean, it looks like it works.
I'm still
right?
speaking.
It
and you
works
get-
because you're going to
You know,
change.
you're really great at over talking and being disrespectful, and I'd love
You gotta let her finish. You gotta let her finish.
the opportunity to get my point
But,
across.
okay, but so just to cut in here a little bit, the original question was rate your looks because
Yeah.
you mentioned your
Yeah. I, I understand why, like, how she feels and shit. I fuck with it. Like, yeah, real shit. Like, talk your shit. But that's personal. That's a I thing. That's not the real world thing. Real world thing. So again, walking down the street, looking at somebody, I don't know you. But if I met her and she explained that to me, I'd be like, damn, that's some real shit. And that could be and that's attractive. What bad. And that's attractive. So then to me, she might go up the scale of the 1 through 10. But we're not at that part. We at the just walking down the street and I look at you. Or I might have a 30-second conversation with you.
personality, you have a great personality or whatever it is.
And like I said, my fatness doesn't devalue me.
Why?
So I'm an 8.
Why doesn't it?
Because I think that fat
'Cause you
can.
See, you can't do that. So what? You can't say because she's saying I think. You can't use I. I that devalues anybody, male or female, is because we all know society standards. Even though we don't, people be like, don't live by society standards. Man, we all know what it is. We all know. So realistically, you have to put that in the factor. Like, okay, well, yeah, I'm fat. So I love myself. Like, don't get me wrong, I love myself. But somebody else might not see me like that. So realistically, to the world, because I am me, the world, so I'm one out of multiple, and multiple is way heavier than one. I have to play by the part. So I'll be like, realistically, this is how it is.
Be beautiful. It's my assessment of my
It's
looks, right?
perceptive.
Yeah, but why
Yeah,
why
okay.
is it that your
Why
own
ask
assessment
her
of
to
your
tell her
looks
that her
has
perception's wrong?
nothing to do with how the external world perceives you? That's my
Because I
problem.
don't give a
How
shit.
can you
Right, because you don't
decide?
care, so there's no
I
real
don't care
value
about.
judgment.
I don't care about other people's
how can
opinion
a-
of
how
me.
can
It's
you
not more
speak for
important
the
than the
rest
opinion
of
of
the
I hold of
world?
myself.
Yeah,
And
it is.
If you don't live that way, that sucks for you.
If there's a value judgment of how you would self-assess your own looks, the only possible conceivable metric I could even think of would be the perception of how other people view you for your value judgment
and
of
I
how
was in a
you look.
relationship.
Yep. And that's the only way because you need something to compare it to. So if if it was like reverse social, like, there was like no social standards. And let's just say the social standard was the top thing all girls are looking for is short men. Let's say that like all girls are looking for short men, 5'5", 5'5", and 5'4". So then you ask a question, and a dude who's 6'4" be like, "Man, I'm too tall, bro. Like girls like short dudes, bro. I'm too tall." Cause he comparing it to he has something to compare it to, But yeah,
For
How would
almost
you
8
know
years with
about
someone
that,
who
though?
thought my body
how could
was
you
the
ever
most
come up with a
beautiful
metric?
thing he had
That's what I'm
ever
saying. You
seen.
decided that was perceptive.
And
You
he
just
had told me
decided
that.
those were the
and he's not the world. He's not the world. But the thing about it is, there is the world, and then to break down in columns, preferences, what you like, where you're at, where you're born, growing up, it all breaks down. So of course there will be people out there who love her like that, but they are not the majority. Not saying majority of people don't like women like her. I'm not saying that. The majority is the social standard, and we all know what the social standard is. Even though we don't like it, I don't like it. But the social standard is a majority. That's the majority. A majority.
things that you
More
were gonna
often
hold
than
her.
not.
Go ahead.
He had told me that more often
Wait,
than
can
not.
you speak certain?
Yeah, he had told me that more often than not. I have been pursued by many men who think I am gorgeous and beautiful. That perception exists whether you have it or not.
Okay, so assume for a second, I can assume inside of, I can envision a world where you're the only human being who's inside of the
And
world.
guess what? I'll
And
never
if
be
you're
the only one who thinks
and
I'm
if
hot,
you're-
and I know that bugs the shit out of you,
If you're the
dude.
only human being who's inside of a
Because of
world,
his own
I can
low
perceive,
self-esteem opinion.
I can perceive that I can come up with whatever metric I want for myself because I have nothing to compare it to. So if I have nothing to compare it to and I have nobody else's value judgment, then I can say I'm the most beautiful person who's ever lived, and that would be true. But if I have
He asked
the
if I was
value
feminist.
judgment of hundreds of millions
She's emotional right now. I understand. It's a hard topic. It's a hard topic to talk about one. They're one of the biggest podcasts I think in the world actually. It's in the no, no, not the world. Probably, yeah, I think the world. One of the big podcasts in the world, and like, yeah. So it's I can understand. She her walls up, self defense. She's standing her ground, but with her doing that, she's emotional. She have to be logical about shit. So logically, Andrew's right. Like he's right. But I get what she's doing though. I get it.
of people
What do
to
you mean?
compare the standard to, and I know that I'm below that threshold, and just decide that I'm above that threshold anyway.
I'm not the only
that's not
person who
based
makes
on
that
anything
decision.
objective. You're just making shit up.
No,
He
I'm
literally
not,
asked us
babe.
our opinion. So yes, it was a made-up opinion from us.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Yeah,
It's
but that
way
was the point.
overstated
That
what's
was the point.
true.
The only person who's not happy
Your
about that is
perception of your truth is not the same for myself or,
Thank you.
or
Amen,
anyone
Hella
else.
fact.
Yeah, what is truth in a
And
world that
also,
you're
and,
an 8?
what societal standards in which country?
I must
In
love the
every
shit out of
country
you.
on planet Earth, she's not an 8.
Wait, what?
You're ridiculous.
I don't-
It's ridiculous.
In different places, different
Hey.
people like different things.
Yeah,
He's
so committed,
dying.
bro. It's
Hey, the black dude is over there dying. He's dying.
wild.
He gets very upset and then he
I
turns
live,
into
I
a
live in
bro.
reality.
Bro.
Do you know what
And
reality
that is the bottom line here, and I've been respectful. We're how many
It's not
hours in?
disrespectful. I'm just telling you what's true.
Oh, what was
I think it's
what
like
was
the
the fuck up about me
energy.
being a mother, bro?
That
the
was
energy
me.
you put towards it.
That was
Bruh.
me
Guys,
being
let's,
able to.
No,
it's
I'm not.
interesting- it's
I'm not
interesting to
gonna. I
claim-
have been taking it respectfully
Great.
for hours now.
But to be fair, also it's interesting to claim to be so religious and so close to Jesus and be so negative.
To tell the truth,
No, I'm just saying, just to be so
what would
negative.
Jesus do?
Yes, it's negative. What he's saying is negative. It's negative because it's hurtful. But in the conversation he's having, in the topic they're talking about, he's right. He's talking about the standards, social standards. In every country, you know, the world have the world's social standards, and everybody know every country pretty much have the exact same standards. It might be slightly different, just slightly different. Other than that, same standards. That's just what he's saying, pretty much.
He'd be like, "You're a 10,
He would literally
sweetheart.
turn the other
Forget
cheek.
objective
He would
reality."
turn the other cheek.
If I believed
He
in
would
Jesus,
turn the
he
other
would love
cheek.
me as one of God's children.
Yes.
He would have known that
Yes.
it's my
Your
journey and my
negativity
life.
is
But he would know
embarrassing
you're
to the
fat
religious
too, whether he
claims
loves
Yeah,
you or not.
and you know what? Being fat is not bad.
It's embarrassing though to
And
claim
that's
the
the
religion you
fundamental
have.
disagreement we
Which is
have.
how
Insane.
negative, how negative.
It's just
you
fucking
speak. It is.
crazy.
Yeah,
Like-
there's gonna be other people who are gonna be like, I don't claim this because it's like this is part of the reason why you're hypocritical.
There's
It's
no
for
hypocrisy.
You claiming to love and be this one big thing, and then to be so negative instead of encouraging or say even anything in.
The thing about it, like she low key, she's low key. The girl talking right now is low key gaslighting Andrew. I'm gonna tell you why. She's gaslighting him in a way to make it seem like he's shaming her for being fat, or like bullying her. He's not calling her names. He's not saying this. He's not saying like, "Oh, you're ugly because you're fat." He's not saying, "Oh, it's negative because you're fat." That's not. He's not saying that. What he's saying is, if you look at society standards and you put yourself into society standards, you have to put in there that you're fat. So that also drop you on the scale. That's what he's saying. Because she's comparing it to society standards. That's the original conversation. That's what. So no, he's not bullying her, and she trying to make it seem like he's bullying her. He's not bullying her. He ain't calling her names and shit.
In actually
Love thy neighbor unless you're
form of
fat, right?
encouragement
in
is what
actually
she's
a
getting.
constructive way, you kind of just get pink and start yelling.
The only way,
Now they got defensive. Now they're about to start attacking him, trying about making him try to feel bad. But the thing about it though, he realistically know how he looks. That how men know. We know how we look. We know. So when people be like, "Oh, dude, you ugly," girl be like, "Oh, he ugly." We know. Oh, he got this. We know. And we know. So she about to start attacking him and shit emotionally. She about to try to like attack his physical being. But men really don't care about our physical look. We really don't care. Some men do, but men really don't care about the physical looks. We don't care. And but women care more than men about physical looks. That's why their makeup and shit. Pretty much what I'm saying.
way.
Yeah, he gets real like.
The only way
Pink and
that I
starts-
can get a word in when you shrill harpies are screeching is for me to talk loudly.
Oh no, I mean, you're really great at overtalking.
Now he's attacking. Now he's attacking back.
It's one of your best
You've been doing
qualities.
it
You've
respectfully.
Well, I have to cut down the prattle. That's
Only
true.
push back on Pink after all of that.
I'm a terrible moderator. Okay, I'm a dog shit moderator. Okay, hold on. Let me just come in really quick. All right, put your swords away for just a sec. The views expressed by the panelists do not necessarily reflect the views of me or the whatever podcast. Now, you said okay.
Real shit. I feel that.
I have a question for you.
What?
Do you I think you said women should view themselves better?
Not just women, people in general.
Oh, in general. But so do you think all women should view themselves as 10s?
I would love them to, yes, and not because everyone also agrees with them.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Are all women 10s?
I'm attracted to men.
No, I'm not saying whether you're attracted to them, but I'm
Yeah,
sure
so
you
but
could.
that
I'm
has
sure
to
you
do
can
with- it's
recognize
perceptive.
a beautiful woman.
It's perceptive.
But do you think
Going
all
around the
women
question.
are 10s?
In their own right, for sure.
What? Not sure what that means.
No.
But okay. Are all
Gee.
men 10s?
In their own right, for sure.
No.
No.
Do you think all men are 10s?
In their own right, for sure.
I don't really understand. In their own
I can
right, for
appreciate
sure.
I can appreciate things that I'm not necessarily attracted to. Does that make sense?
He's going around the question, bro. It's a yes or
So
no
in
question.
your eye, are all men 10s? Like just aesthetically, so just by looks.
And women.
Okay, so
and women.
Okay.
Because I know that someone thinks they're a 10, in my mind, that's good enough to be part of the 10, yes. Would I necessarily date them?
She's
Maybe
going.
not, but
She's
as
going
far as,
around the
believing
question.
they're a 10,
She's not
I know-
answering it.
For instance, is ice cream bad just because someone doesn't like the ice cream? No, everyone's gonna have their different opinion of it. And so the fact that someone likes green mint ice cream, for me, it might not be my percent, but does it make
You know what's crazy, bro? I ain't never in my life, like, if you think about, like, go back to high school days, or if you're just go back to the days or if you're in school, go to class, right? English class. You're taking a test, and it says like, are you in school? Yes or no? What you gonna put? You're gonna put yes, right? Why? Because you're in school taking a test. Dumb question, right? Cool. That's not the point. This is the point. Okay. Do you put yes, then explain why you're in school? No. You only bubble yes. Then if you go to the next question, not next question, then there's a comma. If there's a comma, it's you can use pause, then continue. Not pause, but kind of like stop there, answer that yes, and continue, right? And if it says explain why, or if it said if yes, explain why, then you give an explanation. This dude just asked her a question, yes or no question, and she over here trying to explain her whole life story. Just answer the fucking question. It's yes or no. Bubble it. That's all you gotta do.
make it bad ice cream? No, it could still be good ice cream. So for that person, maybe they're not necessarily, would I date them, but do I believe they should think they are a 10 is what I said earlier. Yes, I believe they should think they are a 10. I think all people should love
So
themselves.
if we ask the question a
It
different
sucks
way
so much to not love yourself.
and said, if you mapped it onto reality, if you just mapped it onto reality,
Okay,
then
'cause
what
I was
would you
talking
say?
about some other thing.
Yeah, what would you say then if you mapped it onto reality?
What do you mean?
Are all women's 10 if you mapped it onto reality, rather than how you kind of subjectively feel like they should feel about themselves? If you were to map it onto reality outside of that subjective
I think
analysis,
it would vary depending on where I'm at.
You're in Kazakhstan.
I don't know what the women are
So
like.
so
though.
so what would you say?
Pretty hot.
For example, what would you say?
Stacked.
What would you say Scarlett Johansson would be aesthetically, cross culturally to most men? Do you think
guess
most
it
men would
depends on
find her
which
attractive?
country.
Russian.
Hey, Scarlet is cold. Hey, Scarlet. Yeah.
It depends. I'm only talking from someone who you guys all would not find to be attractive. Like I'm not someone you're into.
She's like a 9.9. The only female I find that's a 10 is my mama. My mom always be a 10 to me. But right there, right behind her, that 9.9 Scarlett Johansson.
But I know there's men who think
I
they're the
know.
shit. And different countries I go, like we were talking about last time, like I might be like, and someone was clowning, they're like, she's not a Seattle 10, but like I think it really depends on where you're at.
what country could Scarlett Johansson be considered not pretty in?
I don't know. I haven't been to all the countries.
Could you even envision that there is one?
I could, yeah.
You could?
What would you
could.
speculate?
I would speculate
okay, I
that
mean-
the area where it would be attractive would be in a culture where the people look like that.
Like Sweden.
So you don't
Scandinavian
think?
countries.
So what you saying? Europe? Just Europe? In
I
general?
mean, sure, it depends on. I mean, I just think
You
it
don't think
depends.
Africa either?
It depends. I'm probably South Africa. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it just depends. Like, I'm going to go different places and people are going to receive me different. I was considered to be beautiful in China, but not necessarily someone they would be attracted to, if that makes sense. And when I went to Trinidad, I was the shit. In California, people don't really care that much because I'm not necessarily their societal standards of beauty. So I really think it depends on where I'm at or where the person